Happy Halloween week, everybody. I hope you're enjoying your end of October, and I hope you're enjoying all the festivities and getting into the dressing up. I like the little heart for the nose. And my little ghost earrings. I got all kinds of stuff. I'll turn this off so it doesn't give you a seizure while we're doing the video. But I've got my cup from last year's Sip and From last year's Sip and Stitch from Primrose Cottage. Isn't it the cutest thing you've ever seen? So let's see what we got going on. All right. Let me put this somewhere so I don't spill it, because that's what I will do. Okay. Now, what have I added to my collection? Well, I would have loved to have added a Just Cross Stitch magazine, but that has failed to come to my mailbox. So we're just, okay, it'll show up eventually, and we'll stitch Christmas stuff eventually. I don't know what else to do. So With Thy Needle stuff has come in. I mean, come on, Brenda Gervais. You just buy everything she releases. You just do. Okay. So Quaker Snippets. I may have to take these out of the plastic so that you can see them. Quaker Snippets number 2. Number 1 was autumn themed. This one is Christmas. We have an adorable snowman up there and a house and some peppermints and lovely Christmas cake. And it's just done on a beautiful little square flat fold. It's got some Weeks Dye Works DMC and Classic. And she finished it on 40 count, which makes it 11 by 11. No, that's what you're gonna cut. The piece is 4.5-ish by 4.5-ish. 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. So there you go. Quaker Snippets number 2. Gotta stitch it. We gotta stitch it, right? We have to. Okay, this one is Snowman in the Forecast. I thought it was Snowman in the Forest, so don't be like me. It's Snowman in the Forecast. You've got a Let's Build a Snowman, just like you're watching Frozen. Let's Build a Snowman. And we've got a snowman tree and a Quaker border around a snowman. And it's done on 36 count. Any type of beige would work. Platinum, flax would be beautiful. You're gonna need some DMC, 1 DMC and some Weeks and Gentle Arts and Classic, or you can convert everything to DMC. I don't really know, other than the blue, whether you would really need overdyed on this. I think you could get away with DMC on everything, to be honest. Let's build, no. The chart is called Snowman in the Forecast. Forecast, not forest. They are, but forecast. Okay, this little snowman is the cutest thing you've ever seen. And he's gonna melt real quick because he's in a sweater. He's called Sweater Weather. But I guess he's gonna be okay. He is on 36 count. Again, any beige would work. She did it on Winter Brew, but if you can't get a hold of that, you could do anything that's a light beige. She's got a DMC. She's pretty much got a little bit of everything, Weeks, Classic, and Gentle Art. But a 36 count wouldn't be that big. It's gonna finish at almost 3 inches by 4 inches. And it is finished on, it looks, yep, the shiplap tag ornament from Chantel's 141. Oh my gosh, absolutely adorable. Okay, and if you've been doing the trios, There has been a spring trio and a summer trio. No. There was a, is this the last trio? I could be wrong. I know there was a summer. I think their spring, summer, autumn has been released. So this is winter. Winter trio. Hello Winter, and all the pretty colors. That dark blue is stunning. Let me figure out what that is, because that is a have to. I think you have to have that color. Let me figure out what that is real quick. That would be Brethren Blue from Gentle Art. I think you have to have the Brethren Blue. She's got a DMC, which is just the brown. Weeks, Gentle, and Classic Color Floss. It's gonna finish each of them. I have no idea what they're gonna finish because she didn't throw it on here. Hold on one sec, I can find it. As I'm telling you, 4 inches by 4 inches on 18 or 36 count. An 8 by 8 piece of linen is what you're gonna start with for each of them. And here is what is cool also. She's got it here where you could do all 3 of them as one long piece if you didn't want to do them in 3 pillows. And I think that's pretty cool, because maybe you don't have a pillow dough bowl sitting around, but you want to still have this as a flat fold or an easel finish or frame it. I think that would be super cute. So you can do that also. So Winter Trio. And lastly, I think this goes along with her Liberty and her Earth, the Earth Laughs with Nature. This is Bells Are Ringing. And it says, caroling, caroling, Christmas bells are ringing. And it's just stunning. I mean, look at those bells hanging from the ivy and the vine. Yeah, she did it on 13 count. I think if you had Fiber on a Whim, Milk and Sugar, or Cream and Honey, that would be stunning. You want the white to be able to show, so you don't want it to be too light. Your DMC, Weeks, Gentle, Classic. She's dipping into all the colors. And there is a metallic thread somewhere in there, so you could do a treasure braid. Gold metallic. Let's see if we can figure out where that little bugger is. Where do we think the metallic is, as I'm destroying the pattern over here? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Where is that metallic? Let's see. You're going to use 2 strands of the metallic for wherever the V is. Let's find the V on the chart. Oh. The tip of the tree. I'm not sure that's worth it, to be perfectly honest. But it looks like that's the only place the V is. Metallic gold is on the tip of that tree. Huh. So you may have some gold. Oh, I'm so sorry. You may have some gold in your stash that would work just fine, that instead of having to go buy something. Or you could get away with just using regular gold floss, 729 or something, even a little darker than that. So there are the Weeks, no. There are the With Thy Needle new charts that have come out. And if you're like me, you had to have all of them. And am I going to stitch them this year? Probably not. But I have them in my collection for if I want to. What else did I add to my collection? Okay. Let's talk Jingle Ball. Woo! Let's talk Jingle Ball. Who went? Who signed up? Who signed up? Me. Who took classes? Me. I went a little overboard. I did really good the first night. The first night they released tickets, I just got 3 classes. I got my general admission for 15 bucks, and then I got 3 classes. And I did really good. And then a couple days later, I'm going to turn Boo off because he's probably distracting. A couple days later, I was scrolling and I was watching everything and I bought 3 more classes. So I'm booked solid that weekend. So let's jump into what we're doing. Is this not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Hands-on design, stand up for Santa. Holy cow. I've seen people have already finished stitching this. God bless you, because I have everything, I just haven't started. He is on 20 count, natural brown, and you're gonna use DMC floss. And then in his beard is some ecru whisper. But I am so excited to start stitching him and finishing him as a stand-up. She calls for using plastic BB pellets that you would give to your ornery little boys to shoot BBs in the backyard. So I probably have some of those lying around. I don't know, they're probably all in my backyard. Knowing my boys, so who are now 29 and 27, but they're still rotten. I can't wait to start stitching him. And can we just say, Kathy, we need a Mrs. Claus. Hello, we can't have Santa without Mrs. Claus. So Kathy, please, Mrs. Claus. Okay. I'm a sucker for anything hands-on design. I'm gonna buy it. I love it. I love it. I don't need this, but I bought it. Perforated Poinsettia's needle book. So this is what the front looks like. And look. If you did Spring Fling with Lindy Stitches this past May, you got to do perforated buttons. Where did I stash it? On. Oh, I just destroyed something. Okay. This was what we did at Spring Fling. And we got to put pins. We made pins with 18 count perforated paper with felt on the back. So it looks like we're doing the same thing here with poinsettias. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's one side, 18 count perforated paper. And then the other side of it is going to be an alphabet. She has done a correction. So if you did buy this kit and you haven't looked on Facebook, she did a correction for this, for the ecru beard. And then she did a tips and tricks on how to do this on the perforated paper so you use the least amount of paper. So check out her Facebook page and it will give you all the information for this. But I had to have this and I've got all the supplies. It is done with 18 count perforated paper and all DMCs. And then you need some wool. Do I have all this wool? No. I'm going to find what wool I can find that is vaguely close to this color and go for it. And I'm also going to beg Mona because I'm pretty sure she has some Benzie wool upstairs in her stash. Okay, you know, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm a mesh bag fanatic, and I had to have this, and this will I could probably stitch this in a night or two. I don't know when, but I'm going to. So Primrose Cottage has the bag. So I got the bag and all the Perle, Weeks Dye Work Perle. You could use regular DMC. You could use DMC Perle. But it is adorable and I had to have it. And then they also have provided an alphabet so that you could put your monogram on the back of it. Not that anybody would touch your bag, but you just know it's yours. And if your girlfriends or other stitcher people are stitching the same thing. Okay. Now, that was where I stopped the first night. And I thought I was good. And then I went to work. And what happened? People started buying supplies for these other kits. And here we go. I'm doing Annie B's Christmas Pears. Now, if you were trying to find juniper wool and Lady Dot cucumber velveteen, the first couple of people snatched up what we had, and now we've got a long list of folks trying to buy it. So I know that Lady Dot and I know that Miranda with Weeks is feverishly trying to get this done. so that everybody could have what they want. But here's what I'm doing. I am pivoting and using other stuff that I know I can get my hands on. So you're gonna get a red linen, a 36 count. I've got red pear, and then I've got a brown. I'm using whatever silks I had bought in the past for, so I don't know which one I'm gonna use, but I'll probably use Gloriana for my silk. And then I bought Lady Dot Blue Fescue for the velvet to go on the back of the pears. And then I'm just gonna use sand. So this is gonna be my pear with my red pear. This is gonna be my pear. And it's gonna be okay. And I don't know, I may add some, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm gonna learn how to make pears, because this is like her 5th or 6th pear pattern, if not more. So it looks like a short amount, a little amount of stitching. I say that. But oh my gosh. So I had to have that because everybody was trying to find the juniper, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, I need to stitch that. And I need to do the class, because when else are you gonna get instructions on how to make a pear from Annie Bees herself? Hello. Okay, and then I had no reason buying this, but I have a grapevine wreath in this closet back behind me. And it is been there for several years, and I have not done anything with it. And so what did I do? I had to buy this kit class for the sole reason to use the grapevine wreath. I thought that was a very good reason, and Mona was like, that's silly, Amber. But here we go. I already had the Vintage Country Mocha linen, and I had most of the DMCs. She uses all DMCs for this. And then she's going to uses a cream colored brown felt. No, you know what I did? I was wrong. I bought this to go on the back of this. Oh, Amber didn't even know what she's doing. I haven't gotten the velvet, the wool yet for the pears. I've got the blue fescue. So rewind. This is going on the back of my Country Vintage Mocha for this. I don't even know what I'm doing. Look at y'all. So I'm going to do this and use the grapevine wreath that I already own. And I just think that's amazing. I love cross-stitching things that aren't the normal, like all of this is not finished in the normal framed way. And I love that. It's just something completely new. And then I had not jumped on the Animal Cracker bandwagon. I had avoided it. I had stayed back, okay? I didn't need to jump into another thing. And what did I do? I bought ginger. I just don't think I'm sleeping until Jingle Ball. I think that's where I'm at. I don't think there's time to sleep because I've got too much stitching to do between now and Jingle Ball. And so Ginger is absolutely the cutest little mouse you've ever seen, holding a gingerbread cookie house. And I've got red pear, 36 count red pear to finish her on. And I've got all of her threads, which are Weeks Dye Works. And yeah, that is everything I added to my collection with Jingle Ball. That's all. That's all. I left a couple of classes that there's still a month until, or more till Jingle Ball, so I may add those. I don't know. I've got to get stitching. Okay, what else? Now, what have I fully finished? Hawaii Santa is somewhere up here in this room. And he's hiding from me, and I don't know where I put him when I finish stitching him. So when I find Hawaii Santa, I will show him to you guys, but I don't know what I did with him. I couldn't find him. So, okay. Here is Be Happy. I'm finished with that. If you remember, if you saw my last video, Be Happy is stitched all with regular DMC. I did not use Perle. And I think it just looks delightful. I think it looks great. So there's still going to be a button up here somewhere. And then here is BRRR. And I'm still going to put a couple of little, oh, his nose is, poor buddy. That's better. His nose was all wonky. I thought about changing the color of his scarf, but I just went with it, with what the pattern was. Now what I did do is I used Arctic Rays for the snowflakes, and then I added a dark purple. I think this was a gray, and I didn't really like the gray snowflake, so I did a dark purple to kind of go with the light purple snowflakes. And I think I'm gonna get something to go here. I can't find, we don't have, at Silver Needle, we didn't have the little snowman that she had in the pattern, so I'm going to find something else. But this is what I fully finished with Hawaii Santa, who is playing hide and seek with me up here in the room. Now, what have I been stitching? Okay, so I got 2 parts behind on Satsuma Street's Holiday House. So I have been stitching crazy trying to get caught up because the next part comes out Thursday or Friday of this week. So I'm not completely finished with part 4, but I'm almost finished with part 4. So here it is for now. Okay. Let me put it back so you can see it all. So I have finished this. There's going to be a little bitty mouse and a candy cane in that little square right there. But other than that, he's finished the the snow couple is in the gazebo thingy, I think, or on the front porch. I guess that's a front porch. And they're kissing because they're so sweet. And then you've got the penguin skating at the bottom. And Mr. Nutcracker's still on point. He's guarding the front door. And so I have to still stitch the mouse. And then I will be ready for part 5, which I think is going to take up this little section right there. So that is what I've been doing. This took me a while. I am stitching with the metallic DMC for the snowman and the snow. And that just takes a while to stitch with because you have to keep, it's just, bleh. But it's worth it because it adds glitter. But I didn't put it on the penguins. I kept the penguins with regular white DMC floss. So that is what I'm stitching on right now. I'm gonna get that finished up before Friday, and then I've got to dive into this Jingle Ball pile of stuff to work on, and I do not need to add another thing to my plate. Raise my right hand. I will not add another thing to my plate. I do not have my fingers crossed, but I'm gonna try my hardest because I've got to get this stuff stitched. I've just got to get this stitched. So I hope that you guys have joined Jingle Ball. Let me know where you're going to be because we can say hi in the classes or maybe meet up in a chat room. And let me know if you're stitching any of this too. I'd love to see it. Go pop, I don't know, pop it on my can you do that on my Instagram? I don't know. Send me a message, whatever. I'd love to see what you're stitching because this stuff is so much fun. And so I hope you're having a great Halloween week. I hope that you eat some Halloween candy because life is short and we need to eat the candy and the cake and all the goodies because it's the holiday season. And you know what? Elastic waistbands are what's going to get me through the rest of the year. I'm just going to be honest. So here's my Sarah calendar. It says, please try to be on your own side today. You are lovable. That is true. I am not always on my side. I listen to all those voices in my head, which are obviously not on my side. So today, let's try to be on our own side. And look at that little hedgehog. He's just happy as can be in those leaves. So happy Halloween. And I will see you next week in November. And we're going to fall back. So we're going to gain an hour. And it's going to be great. So I hope you have a fabulous week. And I'll see you next time. Happy stitching!